Back to Qiqi farming to raise children. Chapter 1, Rebirth 7-7. Chapter 1 Rebirth. Qiqi. Su Shiyan was carrying 2 thin scale fish in his hand, and just stepped into the gate of Su's house with 1 foot, when he heard the sound of talking in his yard. "Brother Su, let me tell you, if it weren't for the relationship between our 2 families, good things would not have happened to your family. I don't know how many people in our brigade are thinking about this quota of workers and farmers, and they can't wait to fight their heads to grab it. Later, you discuss with your sister-in-law and a few nephews, and decide on a person to go to work in Don coal mine." The man speaking was a man in his late 50s, wearing a white vest and blue pants. The white vest was a little yellowed by sweat, and there were a few neat patches on the washed white trousers, and the trouser legs were rolled up to the calf. Su Shiyan frowned. What is this person's name? After 40 years, most of the memories of the previous life are blurred, and for a while, I couldn't remember the name of the person in front of me. "Brother Zhao, thank you so much, I think of our family for all good things. Success, don't worry, after breakfast, I will ask the 3rd child to go to the team to open a letter of introduction, and report to Don coal mine immediately. The 3rd child is stable, has a good temper, and will not cause trouble when he goes out. I can rest assured that he will go to work. The 2nd child can't do it, that bear is too violent, he might fight with others again." The other one who spoke was also dressed in almost the same way, only a little older. At this moment, he was still holding a in his right hand, and it looked like he had just returned from the field. Hearing this, Su Shiyan, who was still frowning and thinking, suddenly became clear. Those vague memories of 40 years ago gradually became clear. On July 13, 1977, the 2nd day after Su Shiyan got married, Zhao Dehai, the secretary of the Dongjianjian Brigade, gave the old Su's family the quota of workers and farmers assigned by the commune. Old Su's family has 5 sons and 1 daughter. The eldest, Su Shixian, worked as an accountant in the production team, and the 2nd child, Su Xian, was physically fit and quick at work, earning the most work points. Su Shida, the 4th child, teaches at Qingling Primary School, a private teacher who just became a full-time teacher last year. After graduating from high school, Lao Wu led a group of young people in the production team to engage in sideline work. They harvested wood in winter, and planted ginseng, Gastrodia elata, fritillaria and other medicinal materials in spring and summer. He was just appointed captain of the sideline business. Only the youngest, Su Shiyan, was born in poor health. When he was 3 years old, he was sick and only breathed out. It was the old lady of the Su family who heard a folk prescription and applied black cow dung externally, which saved the life of the 3rd son. "When I was 8 years old, I got stomach problems again, and I was sick until I was 18. Su Shiyan is also working in the production team, but he has a slow temper and meticulous workmanship, and does not earn as much work points as others, so he is often scolded by his father, thinking he is useless. So after getting the quota for both workers and farmers, Mr. Su decided to let his 3rd son go without even thinking about it. Although this job is similar to a temporary worker, the registered permanent residence remains unchanged, and you still have to go back to the agricultural team in the future. Anyway, you can earn a lot. Receive wages, eat in canteens, and other benefits are the same as workers, and they are 100 times better than old farmers digging in the soil. Dad, Uncle Zhao, then you can give the quota of workers and farmers to others. I won't go to Don coal mine." Su Shiyan walked up to his father and Captain Zhao Dehai, and said loudly. In his previous life, on the 2nd day of his wedding, Su Shiyan was rushed by his father to go to the production team to complete the formalities, and went straight to Don coal mine with his luggage. The newlywed wife just stayed at home. At that time, Su Shiyan was only thinking about making more money. How could he think that if he chooses a wrong step, he will make a wrong step? If you can't catch up with one step, you can't catch up with every step. Living to the age of 65 is a wasted life after all, achieving nothing. Fortunately, there is a good girl to take care of her, and when the development zone is demolished in Haoshi, the old house is moved back to a house, and there is still a lot of money left. But precisely because of the money, countless disputes have been caused. The originally amiable brothers were jealous, and their own unsatisfactory prodigal son jumped up and down, all to fight for the family property. Su Shiyan was so angry that his blood pressure rose, and he fell down when his eyes went dark. Open your eyes again, but you have already returned to 40 years ago, the morning of the second day of your wedding. Rebirth has only been seen in novels before, and I never thought it would happen to me. Su Shiyan was flustered, and while his wife was asleep, he quietly left home and ran to the river to collect his thoughts. Although Su Shiyan still can't figure out why he was reborn, he has already returned, and he will never walk the old path of his life again. Dun coal mine, both workers and farmers, go to hell, whoever wants to go, it has nothing to do with him. Therefore, Su Shiyan expressed his attitude firmly. What? Tell me again. What did you just say? Su Qingho, the old man of the Su family, asked angrily after hearing this. You bastard, do you dare to say you won't try it again? Your uncle Zhao kindly left the spot to our family and you, do you know what is good or bad? Go to work in the mine, get paid, eat in a cafeteria, with a salary of tens of dollars a month, why don't you think about it? Do you want to go to heaven? Su Qingho was a little deaf. He originally spoke loudly, but when he was angry, the movement became louder. Not to mention Su's courtyard, even the neighbors can hear it. Old Su, why are you howling outside early in the morning? I wonder if the grandchildren are not up yet. The bin has been feeling bad for the past 2 days. He just cried for a while and finally fell asleep. You woke up the child again by screaming. Su Qingho's movement was too loud, which alarmed Zhou Guilan, the old lady Su in the room. Zhou Guilan was lighting a fire in the kitchen. She came out with a fire stick, and questioned her husband angrily. He's a good son you raised, let's just get used to it all day long, it's going to be against the sky. Su Qingho was very angry, and when his wife came out, his voice didn't drop much. Brother Zhao just came over and told me that there is a place in our team who is both a worker and a farmer, and he goes to work in the Dun coal mine. Brother Zhao gave our family the quota, and I said let the third child go. Guess what this said? He said he wouldn't go, he didn't want this place. How good is the job in the mine? The open-air work costs more than 50 yuan a month, and the underground work costs more than 80 yuan a month. Where can I find a job that earns so much money? How many work points can the production team earn after working hard all day? How much do you earn? Do not know good and bad things. Su Qingho looked at Su Shiyan disliked at first, but now he is getting more and more angry. The anger in his heart had nowhere to vent, so he simply picked up the handle of the in his hand, and was about to greet the third son. Oh, brother, I can't hit him. The third son is 25 years old and just got married yesterday, how can I hit him again? Captain Zhao Dehai saw it, and quickly reached out and grabbed the handle of the hoe. Brother, calm down, you two have a good discussion on this matter, you don't want to hit people. While talking, Zhao Dehai turned his head to look at Su Shiyan. Sanner, you are the same child. You are angry with your father early in the morning. Isn't your father doing it for your own good? Of the 5 of you brothers, you are the most worrying one. You said that you have finally married a daughter-in-law, and you will not be able to earn money to support your family in the future. Can your father and mother protect you for the rest of your life? What do you use to support your wife and children if you don't earn money? The work in the mine is not easy, but it earns a lot of money. How many months can you keep up with the production team? Zhao and Su are close, and Zhao Dehai is the secretary of the brigade. At this time, he must preach a few words. Daily writing, without pretentiousness, starting a company, getting rich, etc., is just a farming writing for life. The customs of the Northeast, such as planting ginseng, releasing mountains, hunting, etc., don't spray if you don't like it. End of this chapter. Back to Qiqi farming to raise children. Chapter 2, Piss Off Daddy. Chapter 2, Angry Dad. The open-air workers in the coal mine earn 2 yuan and 18 cents a day, and the underground workers earn 3 yuan and 24 cents a day. Working 26 days a month, after deducting the commune and brigade's public welfare funds, pooling funds, etc., 5 yuan and 40 cents, the leftover is 52 a month for open-air work, and 78 for underground work. The work points of the Dongjianjian brigade are not low. Those with full work points can be calculated as 1 yuan, 5 or 6 cents a day, but compared with the wages of coal miners, the difference is still very large. Just like what Zhao Dehai said to Su Chengho just now, this is a place that is both a worker and a farmer. I don't know how many people want to grab it. The same is working, who doesn't want to earn more money? So Zhao Dehai was quite puzzled, why Su Shiyan didn't want to go to Dun coal mine to work. Uncle Zhao, let you worry about it, I take it. Su Shiyan nodded slightly towards Zhao Dehai, thanking him. Since I am married to a wife, even if I don't work in a coal mine and don't have to rely on my parents, I can still afford my wife and children. I really can't go to work in the coal mine. No matter how high the wages in coal mines are, you have to earn them with your life. On July 26, 1979, a gas explosion in the Don coal mine killed 7 people and seriously injured 2. Su Shiyan was one of the 2 people who were seriously injured. He was lucky to save his life, and it took half a year for him to recover. To live a new life, Su Shiyan doesn't want to go back to the old path of his previous life. He will never go to the coal mine again. Can you support your wife and children? What are you aiming at? Do you expect you to fish and fish all day long to support your family? As soon as Su Chengho heard what his son said, he became angry again, and pointed at the 2 fish in Su Shiyan's hand and cursed. You son of a bitch, useless thing. You can't play with a serious thing except for catching fish and shrimp every day. Can you support your family? With the few work points you earn, can you support yourself? Su Chengho has always looked down on Su Shiyan. Among the 5 sons, the third is the worst. It is not as good as the eldest who can write and be considered literate, not as quick as the second, not as shrewd and thoughtful as the fourth, and not as smart and aggressive as the 5th. No matter what the 3 sons do, they are calm and stern. Su Chengho is short-tempered. When he sees the 3rd son like that, he gets angry and wants to go up and kick him. I'm incompetent. Isn't it thanks to you that I am incompetent? I was in junior high school, but you said it was useless to study so many books, I might as well come down and work. I studied medicine with Mr. Chu, you are afraid of being implicated by others, so you ran to the commune to make trouble. The year before last, the barefoot doctor selected candidates and went to the county health school for half a year training. Su Shiyan looked at the angry father in front of him, the excitement and emotion of being reborn had long since disappeared. If it is true, Su Shiyan accomplished nothing in his previous life, and his father Su Chengho's credit was also part of it. Su Shiyan was in poor health when he was a child, he went to school late, and he didn't go to elementary school until he was 10 years old, and he went to junior high school just in time for the most noisy time. Su Chengho said that studying is useless, it is better to come down to work in the farm and earn some work points. Su Shiyan was obedient and obediently dropped out of school and went home to work. When he was young, he helped feed the animals at the other end of the cowshed. Just in time for the provincial government to send a group of people to the Dane commune, one of them, surnamed Chu, was not young, and he was tortured a lot. Su Shiyan has a good heart and takes special care of others. Seeing that Su Shiyan is kind-hearted, smart and calm, Mr. Chu wanted to accept him as an apprentice and teach him some medical skills. As a result, Su Chengho knew about it, and he was afraid of being implicated, so he made a fuss and almost killed Mr. Chu, so Su Shiyan had no choice but to change to work elsewhere. Su Shiyan was very interested in studying medicine, and later found a way to buy books for self-study. It happened that the barefoot doctor was selected the year before last, and he went to the county for training for half a year and passed the exam before he could practice medicine. Su Shiyan excitedly wanted to sign up, but was stopped by Su Chengho, who felt that half a year of off-duty study would be too late for work and less money. The result? Those of my classmates who graduated from junior high school all recruited and got jobs. Only I did not finish junior high school, so I could only work as a farmer at home. Old Chu, he is the principal of the provincial medical university. He was picked up last year and resumed his duties. Just wait and see, in a few years, barefoot doctors may also be able to become regulars and be assigned to commune hospitals, and they will all have serious jobs. At that time, I see you regret it or not. Su Shiyan gritted his teeth, thinking of the opportunities he missed in his previous life, regretting and hating. What was delayed by his father in the previous life, and this is not the only thing. In 1979, Su Shixian and Su Xian followed their wives back to the city and moved away. Su Shiyan also moved his mind to leave this poor and remote place along the Dongjiang River. Su Qingho disagreed with his life and death, but he just refused to let him go. It was not until 1987, when Su Qingho passed away, that Su Shiyan was in charge of the family, and then moved from Dongjianjian village to Donggang town. It's a pity that it's too late. The land in Donggang has been allocated long ago. There is no ginseng land or farmland, so we can only start from scratch with nothing. At the start, I lagged a lot behind others, and I couldn't catch up no matter what. Not only these, Mr. Su disliked Su Shiyan's daughter-in-law who had given birth to 2 daughters, and kept pouting and scolding all day long without showing a good face. Helpless, Su Shiyan and his wife gave birth to a son despite the pressure, and were fined a lot of money. Life was not good at first, but now it is even worse. What's even more irritating is that the son Feishin Bao raised is a prodigal son. Nothing to do, no leftovers to eat, Wu Xianxian can only brag all day, and you have to dust it 3 times when you say it, and there are not a few words that are sincere. Su Shiyan spent his whole life worrying about his son, and sometimes he thought, if he had known that such a thing would be raised, it would be better not to have it. Well, starting over again in this life, he will definitely not let that little have a chance to be born. Su Shiyan's words really poked Su Qingho's lungs. That's all for nothing else, just talking about Mr. Chu's incident. Su Qingho didn't regret dying when he heard the news. Principal of the University of Medical Sciences, if he knew at the beginning, he would have to let the 3rd child learn from others. During these 7 or 8 years, even if the 3rd child has learned half of his skills from others, that would be great. At that time, I will go to the provincial capital with Mr. Chu. Maybe I can be a college student of workers, peasants and soldiers. That is to change the court, and it is no longer a muddy leg digging in the soil. When Su Qingho thought of the regrettable words of relatives and friends when he returned to Dang last year, he felt old blood welling up. Why didn't he think of it at the beginning? A good opportunity was missed in vain. But he regretted it. Let his son choke in front of outsiders. How could Su Qingho's old face stand? I was annoyed at that time, and picked up the in my hand again. Just because you are worthy. Don't take to take care of your own virtues. You are born poor, even if you are given a golden palace, you have to be lucky enough to sit on it. Let me ask you, will you go to this Don coal mine? If you don't go to work, I will smash you to death today. Su Qingho's eyes were red, and he asked fiercely. If you don't go, you won't go. Do whatever you like, and you will have to pay for killing me. Su Shiyan's temper also came up. He is over 60 years old, and he is living a new life, when he is still afraid of his father like in his previous life. I got into a fight with this old man today. End of this chapter. Back to Qiqi farming to raise children. Chapter 3, Throw Out. Chapter 3, Throwing Out. There were 4 people standing in the courtyard of the Su family. Su Qingho was so angry that he was about to hit his son with his hoe. Su Shiyan stiffened his neck and refused to give in, insisting on fighting his father to the end. On the other end was Zhao Dahai with an embarrassed face. How could he have imagined that, just because of this matter of working and farming, the Su family would perform martial arts in front of him? It's just outrageous. These 3 boys from the Su family are usually sluggish, Bodens don't talk too much, and they have a good temper with everyone. What's the matter today? Equally puzzled was Zhou Guilan, the old lady of the Su family. Mothers know best the temperament of their sons. The youngest in her family has always been honest and obedient. He does what the elders say and never talks back. What kind of madness is this today? But no matter how suspicious he is, he can't just watch Su Qingho really beat Su Shiyan. Zhao Dahai saw that something was wrong. He quickly stepped forward to block it, grabbed the end, threw it aside. Zhou Guilan also threw away the fire stick in her hand, and pulled Su Shiyan to protect her behind her. What do you think your child is smoking? What mess with your father? Isn't it for your own good that your father let you go to work? The national conditions have always been like this. When the elders say that it is for your own good, you can ignore the objections of the children and make decisions for the children. Even if Su Shiyan is 25 years old, he is no longer a child. and he cannot escape. Mom, you just saw that coal mines make a lot of money, why didn't you think that coal mines are dangerous? Why are underground workers paid so much? That's because there is danger at any time. Roof caving, roadway flooding, landslides, gas explosions, which one is not risking your life? Don coal mine has accidents every year, and it's not like you don't know about it. Why do you think your son's life is long? Su Shiyan sighed helplessly. Even if there are no such dangers, there is still dust. Those old workers in the coal mines will end up with pneumoconiosis in the end. Coughing all day long. The job in the coal mine is to exchange your life for money. Even if there are no accidents, you will find all the problems when you are old. When Zhou Guilin heard this, her face turned pale, and she froze there. Yeah, why did she only think about making more money, but never thought about how dangerous the coal mine is? The son is a piece of flesh that fell from the mother's body, connected by flesh and blood. Don't care who it is, don't care whether it's good or bad, as long as it's your own. No matter who has an accident, the mother will feel sorry for her to death. Don't listen to him talking nonsense there. There are so many workers in the mine, and I haven't seen a few accidents. Why is he so expensive? Su Qingho on the other end saw the change in the old wife's face, and knew that her heart had softened. At that time, he was furious, and pointed at Su Shiyan's nose and cursed. You are just lazy, don't want to contribute, and spend your whole life at home with nothing to offer. As far as your life is precious, no one else can compare to you. Don't people know that coal mines are dangerous? People don't know what kind of dust is there. Born to be poor, I don't know how to earn money if I have money. I don't even think about how much our family spent to get married for you. In winter, the fourth child is going to marry a wife, and the fifth child is also waiting. Where will the money come from? If you don't make money, you can still point at your parents. Outsiders watched the Su family's life was prosperous, daughters-in-law married one after another, and grandchildren were born one after another. But only the family members understand how difficult this day is. Nowadays, the cost of marriage is not low. Which son is not allowed to make a set of furniture and how many sets of quilts when he gets married? Even if you don't give a bride price, don't you still have to buy the woman a watch, 2 clothes, a pair of leather shoes, and 2 caddies of wool? Can't hold a banquet in a decent manner? Which of these piles of piles can be done without spending money? 5 sons, the first 3 are considered to have completed the task, and there are 2 more waiting there, but where will the money come from? Can't the whole family work hard together to earn money? Everyone like Su Shiyan was afraid of wolves and tigers. How would they live in those days? Everyone stared at each other, and the whole family starved to death. So, people cannot be poor, how can there be life in the eyes of the poor? Life can't go on, who cares if it's dangerous or not? Let's get the money first. Even if you are really in danger, take a poor life and earn a sum of money for the family, it is still a good deal. I don't know if other people's life is precious or not, but mine is quite precious. I just married my wife yesterday, and I don't have any children yet. Anyone who wants to go to the coal mine will go, and I won't go. Su Qingho's fury didn't scare Su Shiyan, he still had the same attitude, he just didn't go to work in the coal mine. In my previous life, I threw my daughter-in-law home the second day after I got married, which caused my daughter-in-law to suffer so much. God brought him back to life just to make up for his mistakes and love his wife well. In this life, no matter who it is, don't try to make his wife angry again. His daughter-in-law can only be pampered. The son who was always obedient suddenly confronted him, and even teased him in various ways in front of outsiders. As the head of the family, how can Su Qingho, who has always been one and only one, stand this? Su Qingho's anger reached the highest point in an instant, and he really wanted his son to vent his anger. But with Zhao Dehai and Zhou Guilin standing in the way, Su Qingho couldn't even get close to his son, so he was full of anger and had nowhere to vent his anger. Only his face was red with anger, and his eyes were red. Okay, little bastard, you can do it, you have the ability, you are not obedient when you are married, your wings are stiff, right? Okay, today I will kick you out, I see how you will live without this house. Su Qingho was really impatient, and he didn't choose what to say, yelling that he was going to drive his son out. Take me away. All right, just in front of Uncle Zhao, let's set up a paper to separate the family, and I will take my wife out to live alone. What's the big deal? Do you really think I can starve to death if I leave home? Unexpectedly, these words did not frighten his son at all, but made Su Shiyan go along with the situation and directly propose to separate the family. Su Shiyan thought about it when he was wandering by the river. His father had a bad temper and was unreasonable. My daughter-in-law is soft-tempered and has no temper, she is too honest to be bullied. If they are still together in the future, he will not be able to watch over and protect her at home every day. His daughter-in-law's simple and honest spirit will inevitably suffer. The best way is to live alone in a separate family, and the young couple will live their own lives behind closed doors, without looking at anyone's face. Originally, Su Shiyan planned, so he had to wait until the fourth child got married, or the fifth child was admitted to university next year, and then he would find a way to propose a separation of the family. It was logical that no one said anything. Unexpectedly, the plan did not change quickly, and a quota of workers and farmers became the fuse. It made Su Qingho so angry that he shouted in anger that he wanted to kick Su Shiyan out. Su Shiyan naturally refused to miss the opportunity. This was what his father said, and he didn't propose it on his own initiative. What are you waiting for? Separate the family quickly and run away with your wife. End of this chapter. Back to Qiqi farming to raise children. Chapter 4, Su Brothers. Chapter 4. The Su family brothers. Uncle Zhao, you saw and heard this incident with your own eyes and ears today. Just because I didn't listen to my father, he shouted and killed me to drive me out of the house. It's not my fault. Since my father doesn't like me, I don't want to put him in front of me. You will act as a notary today, and in front of you, we will separate and settle the bill. Su Shiyan is a human being in 2 lifetimes anyway, he has experienced so many things in his previous life, he is no longer the foolish person he used to be. Taking this opportunity to catch Zhao Dehai must be a witness. Zhao Dehai is speechless. He kindly reserved a place for the Su family, so why did the father and son of the old Su family turn against each other, and the family had to be separated? Sanner, this is not nonsense, how can a father and son have an overnight feud? Your father was just talking in a fit of anger, so how could he want to drive you away? Obediently admit your father's mistake, and I'll help you with a few more words, and today's matter will be over. Live a good life in the future, don't make your father angry, you said that you just married a daughter-in-law yesterday, and the family will be separated today. It doesn't sound good to spread the word. What can Zhao Dehai say? That can only be advised. Brother Su, calm down, Sanner doesn't want to go to the coal mine, so don't go, you can stay in the team and work. Why do you father and son have such a fight? The child is grown up, and the daughter-in-law has married someone who has entered the family, so you can't beat him and scold him all the time. Zhao Dehai is also very tired, and he has to persuade both ends. Uncle Zhao, you don't need to say anything, it's not a day or two that my father looks down on me. He just looks at me disliked, I'd better stay away from him to save him from anger. Before Su Qingho on the other end could speak, Su Shiyan spoke first. Just kidding, the conversation has finally come to this point, so why not strike while the iron is hot and settle down, what are you waiting for? It's not that he is cruel and ungrateful, he is really fed up with this father, and he doesn't think much about his brothers. In this family, I feel a little guilty and reluctant to my mother. Forget it, I will find a way to make up for it later. In his previous life, he took care of his mother until she was over 80, and she was worthy of the kindness of nurturing. Su Shiyan's words not only choked Su Qing, but also Zhao Dehai. Why did this unlucky boy suddenly change his temper? Pippi Lai Lai really deserves a beating. You bastard, what are you talking about? That's your own father. No, I don't dare to be his father, he is my father. Su Qingho couldn't help it anymore, pointed at Su Shiyan, blushed and cursed thickly. Okay, you is capable, right? Okay, then let's separate. In front of your Uncle Zhao today, let's write a letter to separate the family. If you leave this house, even if you starve to death outside, I don't care about you. The courtyard was full of noise, how could the people in the house not hear it? The 3 daughters-in-law of the Su family gathered at the kitchen door, watching the noise outside in fear. The third daughter-in-law, why don't you persuade the third child? You two just got married yesterday, and today you are making trouble like this. If it gets out, no one can poke your spine. Those who didn't know thought it was you who urged the third child to separate. Xue Xiulin, the eldest daughter-in-law of the Su family, held her youngest son Su Haibin in her arms, and reached out to poke the new daughter-in-law Su Enying next to her. That's right, third brother and sister, you are a new daughter-in-law, just passed through the door, and you are more respectable than us in front of our parents. Besides, the third child is your man, so you have to persuade me about this matter. How can we talk about it? Wei Mingrong on the other side turned his head, exchanged glances with Xue Xiulin, and chimed in. Su Enying, who was caught between two sister-in-laws, was trembling with fright at the moment, with tears in her big eyes, and she was about to cry. Su Enying is 22 years old. She has 6 sisters in her family. Her parents usually speak very kindly. Where have you seen such a hot scene? She and Su Shiyan were introduced by a matchmaker, and they only met 3 or 4 times before they got married, and they were not familiar with the Su family at all. The second day after marrying into Su's family, she woke up early in the morning and didn't even recognize her family members. How could she have the courage to persuade her? Sister-in-law, what should I do? Shiyan and I just got married, so what if we split up? Su Enying was so frightened that she trembled when she spoke. Xue Xiulin and Wei Mingrong looked at each other again, each secretly delighted. They wished they could break up and live in another life. It's just that Mr. Su has a bad temper, so he didn't dare to say anything. I didn't expect that the always silent third child was the first to bring it up. Sister-in-law and sister-in-law want to be together, they can't persuade this matter, let the youngest couple take the lead. If the old couple can really be separated, the two of them will also find a way to blow the wind in front of their own men, and it is best to live alone. Just as Xue Xiulin and Wei Mingrong made up their minds to watch the excitement, and Su Enying panicked and worried, several men came in from the gate carrying tools such as hoes and pickaxes. Father, what are you doing this early in the morning? It's so noisy that I can hear you from far away. It was Su Shixian, the eldest son of Su, who spoke. As the eldest son, he still has some status and dignity in the family, and he can make up his mind about what happens on weekdays. Yo, Uncle Zhao is here too. He saw Zhao Dehai only after entering the door, so he wanted to say hello. Zhao Dehai heaved a sigh of relief when he saw the 3 Su family sons come back. With these 3 persuasions, the father and son would never get too tense. You 3 brothers went to the field this morning. How about saying that your family is living a good life these days? There are many laborers in the family who can do it. Look at how well your private land and small pieces of land are tidied up. Zhao Dehai smiled and talked to Su Shixian. It's just in time for you to come back, hurry up and persuade. Your father and Sanner quarreled, and your father was so angry that he wanted to drive Sanner out, and Sanner wanted to separate. It's better to push out this hot potato as soon as possible. Let them solve the old Su's affairs by themselves. Zhao Dehai, an outsider, doesn't want to get involved. Well, Brother Su, it's getting late and I'm going home for dinner. After dinner, I have to lead people to work in the fields. Zhao Dehai said. He quickly left Su's yard, and went back to his own house. Su Shixian and the brothers were still a little confused. Father, third son, what's going on? Third son, what are you doing to provoke our father? You said that you are married after all, so you can't be proud of yourself if you have a wife. What are you doing to provoke our father? Su Shixian acted like an elder brother and trained his younger brother first. It was Su Xian, the second child, who put down the on his shoulder, walked up to Su Shiyan, and asked in a low voice. What's the matter? Is my father convulsing and swearing at others again? Don't be like him, just pretend you can't hear me. There are 5 brothers in the Su family, and the second and third are the ones who get scolded the most. The second child, Su Xian, has been very energetic and naughty since he was a child. He was always the one who climbed up the house and got into fights, and he had to be scolded and beaten. The third child, Su Shiyan, was too listless. In Su Qingho's eyes, he was stupid and lazy, and he was always scolded. As a brother in need, of course you have to care about your younger brother at this time. End of this chapter. Back to Qiqi farming to raise children. Chapter 5, Never Give In. Chapter 5, Never Back Down. The 5 brothers of the Su family followed the advantages of their parents. They are like Mr. Su in stature and body, and they are not short. The eldest Su Shixian is 1.86 meters, the 5th Su Shixiang is 1.85 meters, the 2nd and 4th are almost 1.8 meters. Only the 3rd child, Su Shiyan, was only 1.76 meters tall because of childhood problems. Of course, according to this year, it's not too short. In terms of appearance, Zhou Guilin is more like her. She is tall with thick eyebrows and big eyes, and she is a good-looking talent. Who can say hello to her when she goes out? That's exactly what he said. He is a handsome guy who is famous all over the world. The key is that the Su family brothers are not only outstanding in appearance, but also diligent and capable. The policy has changed again in the past 2 years, allowing farmers to pick up small pieces of wasteland to reclaim and plant. The Su family has a large population, and the brothers cleared up a lot of wasteland. Work in the production team to earn work points during the day, and work in the field at home from morning to night. In autumn, the yard is full of grain. Who wouldn't be envious these days? Anyone with a daughter in the family wants to marry the Su family. If it weren't for this condition, would Su Shixian and Su Xian marry the educated youth who went to the countryside? The partners of Su Shida and Su Shixiang over there are all eagerly looking forward to getting married. Even Su Shiyan, the most inconspicuous of the brothers, the Su family came to visit once, and happily agreed to get married when they returned. The entire Dongjianjian brigade counted 100 or so households, and the Su family ranked first these days. That's really not bragging. At this moment, except for Su Shida who was teaching in Qingling, the men from the Su family were all gathered in the yard. Zhou Guilin looked at her man and son, feeling both happy and worried. Happily, the sons have all grown up, got married and started a business, married wives and had children. The old Su's family is thriving, and life is getting better and better. The worry is still the same. When the family grows, everyone has their own thoughts, so there are many troubles. Well, children and grandchildren are all debts. What can I do if I owed them in my previous life? Zhou Guilin sighed, and before Su Qingho and Su Shiyan could speak, she took the lead in telling what happened. It's just such a small matter, and the father and father quarreled like this. One had to yell to get the 3rd child out, and the other had to separate the family. I can reel you off every day, so I can't talk properly. Do you have to make noise? As Zhou Guilin spoke, she gouged out her husband with her eyes. 3rd brother, what are you doing? Our father asked you to go to the Dun coal mine, isn't it for your own good? Our family only counts that you earn less money, so why don't you like to ask you to earn wages as workers and farmers? Are you still separated? You are patient. After hearing what his mother said, Su Shixian was the first to criticize his younger brother. As the eldest son, he must take the same stand as his father and maintain his majesty. Moreover, Su Shixian also felt that his father was right. That's right, 3rd brother, isn't it good to be both a worker and a farmer? The salary is the same as that of regular workers, and all kinds of tickets are issued, which is much better than the agricultural team. Our family has a lot of labor, so it is not worthwhile to stay in the production team to earn work points. If it weren't for Uncle Zhao's good relationship with our family, how could this good thing be our turn? The 5th Su Shixiang also persuaded. Su Shiyan couldn't help rolling his eyes when he heard this, and snorted coldly. If you think it's good, then you go, anyway, I won't go. Seeing them, Su Shiyan inevitably remembered things from his previous life. If it wasn't for the boss who led the 4th and 5th children to make a fuss and want to divide the family property, why would he collapse in a fit of rage? Obviously when the old man passed away, everyone agreed that the old lady would live with the 3rd room, and the 3rd room would take care of the old lady. From now on, no one would care about the family property, and all the property would be given to the 3rd room. Sanfang has served the old lady for more than 20 years, and the rest come back to visit during the holidays. Later, when the old lady got sick, Sanfang contributed the most. After being busy with hospitalization, Sanfang paid most of the medical expenses. These Su Shiyan didn't complain. After all, the old man followed him and helped them a lot. But to the end. When the old lady left and the house was demolished, these brothers were all jealous. What I said at the beginning was all fart, and they all ran back to fight for the family property. How can the Su family have any property to divide? The old house was built by Su Shiyan when he moved to Donggang, and later his eldest daughter paid for the refurbishment and addition. Just because the third room has never been separated and has been with the old man all the time, these have become the property left by the old man. Should it be distributed to others? Is this reasonable? Su Shiyan had resentment in his heart, and of course his tone and attitude were not good. Now, even Su Shixian and Su Shixiang's expressions changed. Third brother, you are a mad dog, aren't you? If you don't understand, you bite anyone you see. Isn't it for your own good that your elder brother said that about you? Before Su Shixian could speak, Xue Shilin, who was standing at the door of the kitchen watching the excitement, was unhappy, and walked out with the child in his arms, glaring at Su Shiyan with an unhappy expression on his face. Men talk, girls step aside, you don't have a place to talk. Su Shiyan didn't even pay attention to Xue Shilin, and turned her back with a single sentence. In the Northeast, women can definitely hold up half the sky, and what the family says is women. But it was at home, the couple closed the door, and the daughter-in-law had the final say. Outside, most of the time you have to save face for men, no matter what happens, women don't interfere. Otherwise, it will make people laugh, saying that so-and-so men are incapable of being afraid of their wives. The Su family is also dominated by Zhou Guilan, and the daughters-in-law also have a high status in the family. In the past, Su Shiyan respected his sister-in-laws and spoke very politely. But right now, Su Shiyan still has resentment in his heart, so of course he will not be polite. In the farce before rebirth, those sisters-in-law and daughter-in-law were all chattering. If they hadn't been messing around inside, Su Shixian and Su Shixiang are both face-saving people, so the quarrel might not have been so stiff. Su Shiyan's attitude made Su Shixian angry. What are you thinking, third child? You're against the sky, aren't you? How dare you talk to your sister-in-law like that? I think you deserve a beating. Su Shixian glared at his brother angrily, very angry. Look at it. I just said that this is going against the sky, right? He is so embarrassing about marrying a daughter-in-law that he is about to go to heaven, and our family can't accommodate him. Divide up, hurry up, I will get angry after seeing this bastard. Get thee out, go wherever you like. Su Qingho, who was still angry, became angry again. Regardless of Zhou Guilan's obstruction, he shouted loudly that the family must be separated. That's right, why waste so much talk, hurry up and separate the family and it's over. I led my wife out, and I am happy with how we live. I just want to eat, and you don't need to worry about it. Su Shiyan has a tough attitude and will not give in at all. It is not easy for the King of Heaven and Lao Tzu to come, and the family must be separated today. You are such a bear, you can't even find the temple door if you ask for food. Divide, let's divide, I will see what kind of life you can live after dividing the family. I can warn you, if you want to come back when the time comes, it will be a dream. Su Qingho blushed in anger, his neck was thick, and he said without hesitation. I forgot to mention that this book has no system. In my opinion, rebirth is already the biggest bug. This is a book about living a down-to-earth life, step by step towards a well-off life, adding a system to make a fuss and waste. End of this chapter. Back to Qiqi farming to raise children. Chapter 6, Break Up. Chapter 6, Separation. Mr. Su was so furious by his son that he yelled that he wanted to kick out his third son and his wife. Su Shiyan was even more tit-for-tat and refused to give an inch, insisting on separating the family and living alone. Father and son competed with each other, neither of them would bow their heads and give in, and no one could persuade them. In the end, Mrs. Su also got angry, so she simply called the cadres from the neighbors and the team to come to testify, and the family was really divided. In fact, there is nothing to divide. Dadian belongs to the production team, not to the individual. There are not many private plots and small pieces of wasteland. At this time, the crops are growing, and even if they want to share, they have to wait until the autumn harvest to harvest some grain. Su Shiyan's work points earned in the production team are his own, and the set of furniture, bedding and luggage bought for the marriage belonged to the younger couple. Zhou Guilan made the decision and gave her son and daughter-in-law some rations, as well as household items for living. The Su family has only 3 rooms, and there are more than a dozen people living in it. The house must not be divided. Originally, Zhou Guilan said that she wanted to subsidize some money for her son, but Su Qingho on the other end yelled that she would not give him a penny. Su Shiyan didn't bother with his parents, turned around and went out, quickly found a place to live, and led a few young men who got along well on weekdays, lifted the furniture and left. There is a family surnamed Li at the west end of the village. The old couple has no children. The old Li is on the Qianchuan mountain as a tour guide for the team. Normally, only the old Mrs. Li lives in the house. Su Shiyan usually takes good care of old Mrs. Li, helping to carry water and firewood, and sometimes catch fish or something, and send one to the old lady. So when Su Shiyan said in the past that he wanted to live in Li's Westinghouse for a while, old Mrs. Li happily agreed, and said that the pots and pans at home can be used freely, and the vegetables in the garden can be eaten freely. Old Mrs. Li likes to be clean. Although Westinghouse is usually not occupied by people, it is neat and tidy. In this way, with the help of everyone, Su Shiyan and his wife quickly moved all the furniture, luggage and other things to Li's house. Brothers, thank you, today is too hasty, I didn't even prepare a cup of tea. In this way, after a while, my end is settled, and I invite a few brothers to drink. After everything was settled properly, the young men were about to leave. Su Shiyan was quite sorry and said apologetically. Third brother, it would be boring if our brothers talk like this. What kind of friendship do we have? Are you so polite to us? One of them laughed. Without my third brother reaching out, my son drowned when he fell into the river. Let alone such a trivial matter, third brother, what work do you have in the future, just ask. Yes, Chunming's words are true, my brothers have said too much, so I don't care. My father's life was saved by the third brother, and our little Five's leg was not disabled by the third brother's help. Don't need to say anything, just squeak when you use my brother in the future. The other boy laughed too. Don't look at Su Shiyan not being welcomed by his father at home, he always dislikes him. In fact, in the team, Su Shiyan is very popular and has friendship with many people. Especially because he learned medical skills from Mr. Chu for a period of time, and he taught himself for a few years. To be honest, he is much better than those barefoot doctors. Dongjiang River along this remote place, there is no clinic at all, not even a barefoot doctor before. Anyway, this year doesn't pay much attention to those things, don't practice medical qualifications. The folks in the village had a little ailment, and Su Shiyan cured it easily, so many people accepted his favor. Okay, then I won't say anything, it's getting late, and you will have to work in the fields later, so I won't keep you. Hearing this, Su Shiyan didn't say any more, just patted He Chunming on the shoulder and said with a smile. The young men chatted and laughed, and then they all left. The old Mrs. Li also packed up breakfast here, and called Su Shiyan and Su Enying to eat. Just now in the Su family, they were arguing about the separation, and they didn't even eat breakfast. Now it's 7 o'clock, so why are they all hungry? Daughter-in-law, come over for dinner. This is Mrs. Li, she is very nice to me. From now on, this will be our own home, so it doesn't matter if you come to have a meal first. At this point, Su Shiyan finally had the time to talk to his wife. She stretched out her hand and pulled Su Enying over to sit down, and pushed the porridge bowl towards her daughter-in-law. It's okay, don't worry, there is no harm in separating the family. Seeing that Su Enying lowered her head and did not move, Su Shiyan knew that the little daughter-in-law was frightened. Yes, the Su family has always been a harmonious group, his old man has a good temper, and he is never willing to say harsh words to his daughter. Although the Su family sisters are not from the same mother, they grew up together very well, and there are not so many troubles in harmony. The little daughter-in-law has never seen such a scene, and it is normal to be frightened. Don't worry, even if I don't have the ability, it will be no problem to support you. We got married and became husband and wife, we are one body, I will not let you suffer. Su Shiyan saw that his daughter-in-law still kept her head down and said nothing, sighed inwardly, couldn't help reaching out and holding his daughter-in-law's hand. I'm not afraid of suffering, I can work, and when I'm at home, I work in the fields to earn work points. Su Enying suddenly raised her head and looked at Su Shiyan. Her big eyes were full of water, and 2 tears were hanging in the corners of her eyes, which were about to fall. I married you. I will marry a chicken as a chicken and a dog as a dog. Naturally, I will live with you wholeheartedly. I am not afraid of hardships or hardships. Su Enying raised her hand and wiped away her tears with the back of her hand, but I didn't push you to separate the family. This crime is on my head, and I can't bear it. Su Shiyan was surprised, and suddenly remembered that when he came out of Su's house just now, his father seemed to be arguing about something. At that time, Su Shiyan was busy carrying the furniture and didn't pay much attention. Based on his understanding of his father, the old man must have said nothing good. Baoqi is that even the daughter-in-law scolded together, saying that Su Enying had just married, so she instigated father and son to separate, and separated the family. It's strange to say that, people say that country women are unreasonable, they only gossip and scold the street. But in the Su family, it happened the other way around. Don't look at Zhou Guilan's ignorance, but she is reasonable, no matter inside or outside the house, she never swears a word. At best, he would ignore people when he was angry, and he definitely didn't have the problems of swearing and cursing. Don't pay attention to our father, he's just a bastard. Su Shiyan secretly glanced at the old Mrs. Li who was eating over there, holding his daughter-in-law's little hand in one hand, and said in a low voice. When I have a chance in the future, I will slowly tell you about our family, and then you will understand. Su Shiyan coaxed his wife softly. Hurry up and eat. After dinner, you can pack up at home. I'll go out and prepare something. I'll accompany you back home tomorrow while I still have a few days of marriage leave. In addition to planting in spring and harvesting in autumn, the work of the production team may not go to the field every day. Especially in July, there is not much life in the fields. Su Shiyan got married and took a few days off from the team, which was enough to accompany his wife back home. In my previous life, I went to the Dun coal mine the day after I got married, and I always felt regretful that I couldn't accompany my wife back home. This time I have to make up. End of this chapter. Back to Qiqi farming to raise children. Chapter 7, Rely on water to draw water. Chapter 7, Relying on water to draw water. After breakfast, Su Enying stayed to clean up the house, while Su Shiyan hurried out with a basket on his back. The family is separated, I have no money in hand, and I have to accompany my wife back home tomorrow, so I have to find a way to make money. Dongjianjian Brigade is located on the west bank of Tudao Songhua River. It is a village built along the river. As the saying goes, people rely on mountains to eat mountains, rely on water to drink water, and live by the river, so they have to make a fuss about it. Su Shiyan came all the way to the river, walked up the river, and came to a big willow tree growing obliquely. This big willow tree is not small, it is as thick as 2 people hugging each other. The roots grow in the water, the trunk leans on the water surface, and some branches hang down into the water. Su Shiyan put down his back basket, took off his shoes and went into the water, slowly touched under the willow tree, and found a rope along the trunk. Then he pulled the rope up slowly, and gradually, a large wicker basket emerged from the water. The ecological environment of this year has not been destroyed. There are a lot of fish in the big river, and the waters here are rich in fine-scale fish. Pellyfish is commonly known by the locals. Its scientific name should be pelvic salmon. It is a very famous cold-water fish with tender and delicious meat and few spines. Most of them are farmed in later generations and are expensive. Su Jiazu lived in Terengganu and made a living by fishing by the sea. Later, they were killed in the sea, the boat capsized, and several people died. Others dared not go to sea again, so they crossed the Guangdong and came to the northeast. I don't know if it's an ancestral gene, but Su Shiyan is very good at hunting fish and shrimp. He is very clear about the waters around here. He knows exactly where there are many fish and when the fish are biting the flood. Sometimes it is too much to catch and take it back to eat, and it takes too much salt to marinate, so Su Shiyan simply thought of a way. Weave several large flower baskets with wicker, elm sticks, etc., put the caught fine scale fish into the baskets, and put them back into the water. The flower basket has eyes, small fish and shrimps can go in, but the fish inside can eat food but cannot come out. Tie the flower basket with a rope and tie it to a tree on the bank. If you have guests at home, you can come to the river to fish one back at any time, which is more convenient than raising it in your own fish pond. Along the bank of the river, Su Shiyan hid a lot of these flower baskets, found a few at random, and caught more than 10 fine scale fish. Then use willow bark to wear one end on the fish gills and tie the other end to the fish tail. With this binding method, the gills of the fish are opened, and the fish can remain alive for several hours even if it leaves the water. After packing everything, Su Shiyan walked all the way to the place where the boat was placed at the entrance of the village, carrying the basket on his back. The Dongjianjian Brigade is on the west bank of the Songhua River in Tudao, and Songjiang Town is more than 20 miles east of the river. If you want to go to Songjiang Town, you have to cross the river by boat. Uncle Lu, cross the river. Su Shiyan shouted towards the other side of the river. The people over there heard it, and rowed over to pick Su Shiyan into the boat. "Hey, old Su's son, what are you going to do?" The old man who set the boat is not young, he is an old man, and the team arranged such an errand for him. "Go to Songjiang River, and visit relatives." Su Shiyan planned to take these fish to Songjiang Town to sell. In this day and age, the control is quite strict, and being caught speculatively is not a small crime. Of course, no matter how strict the management is, there are still transactions in private. This kind of thing will kill the bold and starve the timid. Putting past life aside, Su Shiyan definitely didn't have the brains to think of it, even if he could think of it, he wouldn't dare. But he was born again, no matter how stupid he is, he still knows what a market economy is. Besides, it's just a few fish, not any important supplies, so what's there to be afraid of? At worst, be smarter and run away when the situation is not good. Doesn't the young and strong have good eyesight? In order to make money, you have to go all out. Some things don't need to be said clearly, everyone understands them in their hearts. Old Lu too heard Su Shiyan's words, he laughed, and without saying anything else, he rowed a boat to send Su Shiyan across the river. Dongjianjian is more than 20 miles away from Songjiang Town, and the road is difficult to walk. There are ditches and ponds all the way, and the ground is full of stone cannons. Su Shiyan carried a large basket on his back, and the dozen or so fish in it weighed at least 50 catties. Carrying about 50 kilograms on the back, and the rugged mountain road, naturally walking is not fast. Thanks to the fact that people in this age are used to walking. In future generations, some people can't bear to walk 2 miles, let alone 20 miles. He stopped twice on the road, and when he reached Songjiang Town, it was almost 10 o'clock. Songjiang Town, located in the Changbai Mountains, is rich in forest resources and rich in various types of precious wood. Because there is a river named Songjiang River in the northeast of the town, it is named Songjiang Town. In 1957, the Forestry Construction Preparatory Office was first established. In 1958, it was named Songjiang Forestry Bureau. In 1960, it was officially put into operation. In 1962, Songjiang Town was established. Songjiang Township started with forestry, and the Forestry Bureau is located in the town. There are fiberboard mills, pulp mills, wood mills, machine repair factories, building engineering teams, line engineering teams, water supply stations, small power stations and other enterprises. In addition, there are high schools, vocational high schools, junior high schools, primary schools, shops, hospitals, epidemic prevention stations, maternal and child health care stations, cultural and sports clubs, cinemas, art troupes and other units and agencies. Including 12 forest farms, 3 management offices, 2 nurseries, and 4 forest railway stations, etc., there are more than 10,000 employees and a total population of more than 40,000. It can be said that most of the Songjiang River belongs to the Forestry Bureau. The Forestry Bureau is rich in resources and the forestry workers have high wages and good treatment. It can be said that the economic level is higher than that of the county. If you want to sell things, of course you have to go to the Forestry Bureau. On the west side of the Bureau, opposite to the store of the Forestry Bureau, there is a triangular square open space, which can be regarded as a small market spontaneously formed by the people. In this day and age, materials are still scarce, and even if you have money, you can't buy things. So when Su Jian rushed to the place and just put the back basket on the ground, he saw a group of people huffing around. "Hey, you sell fish, or thin scales, how do you sell it? Ordinarily, it should cost 2 yuan a catty, but I didn't bring a scale today, so it costs 5 yuan a piece. This fish weighs at least 3 catties, so it's not a loss if you buy it." Su Shiyan replied with a smile while wiping the sweat off his face with his sleeve. No matter what time it is, slender scale fish is a rare thing, even in this year, it is not easy to see it, so he asked for 2 yuan a catty. When the people around heard it, many people shook their heads. "It's expensive, it's too expensive. Pork is only 80 cents a catty. Your fish can sell 6 catties of pork." Su Shiyan shook his head when he heard the words. "Auntie, that's different, you still have to ask for meat tickets for pork, don't you? There's only a small limit every month. I don't want meat tickets here. You can buy one and stew it on top, and put some vermicelli, tofu and so on. The whole family can make it freely. How delicious is it?" As soon as Su Shiyan said this, many people nodded secretly, which is also reasonable. Pork is 80 cents. Not only do you need meat tickets, but you don't have much. The Forestry Bureau is rich, with high wages and good treatment, and the workers have money in their hands, but there are few tickets and no place to spend them. Buy a fish for a few dollars, stew it in a pot at home, and then stew some rice or pancakes with pasted noodles. End of this chapter. Back to Qiqi farming to raise children. Chapter 8, Selling Fish. Chapter 8, Selling Fish. "Young man, it's cheaper, 5 yuan is too expensive, if it's cheaper, I'll buy one and go home. There is really someone who is not short of money. After thinking about it for a while, I opened my mouth to bargain. Auntie, if you keep talking back, if I don't give in, it's really not kind. How about it, for yuan and 5, you choose the big one, how about it?" Su Shiyan didn't expect to sell it for 5 yuan a piece at first. He demanded a lot and paid back the money on the spot, so there was always room for bargaining. The big guys thought about it in their hearts, and the 50 cents would be 4 yuan and 5. These fish are quite big, and there are always 3.5 catties, so the calculation is only 1 yuan, 3 or 4 cents a catty, which is not bad. "Come on, young man, pick up a big one for my aunt. It happens that our old man celebrates his birthday today, so we didn't rush to buy meat just now." Someone really handed over 4 yuan and 50 cents and asked Su Shiyan to pick a big one. Su Shiyan was also honest, took the money, and chose a big one from it and handed it to others. "Auntie, look at this fish, it's still gagging. It's fresh, so feel free to eat it when you go back." The old lady carried the fish contentedly and left. People around saw it, and they were also a little moved. Some people tried to negotiate the price again. Su Shiyan, however, refused to give up the price. "For yuan and 50 apiece, you can get the money if you buy it. This is the only business. Most of the sellers around are eggs and vegetables. How can there be such fresh fish? He is not stupid if he lowers the price again. Let's sell something." Look at the atmosphere, a group of people surround it. As long as someone starts, someone will follow suit. For yuan and 5 fish, Su Shiyan killed the fish without lowering the price, and a few people were so cruel that they simply paid for one. Not long after, for more were sold, and I didn't move much after that. After all, few people are willing to spend money. The rest of the people didn't leave, they were all looking around, they were waiting. In this hot weather, how long can fish live without water? 4 and 5 yuan for live fish, what about dead ones? It is estimated that 2 or 3 yuan can be bought. No one bought fish, but a group of people were whispering around. Su Shiyan could probably guess it when he saw this posture. Looking at the remaining fish in the basket, Su Shiyan also hesitated. Should he lower the price? Is it really waiting for the fish to die before dealing with it cheaply? "Young man, let's lower the price. Let's see what time it is. I'll be home for dinner in a while. Who will buy your fish? Don't say that my aunt didn't remind you, you guys are buying and selling, and someone will catch it. The person should come later, let him catch it, and you will have to pay a fine if the fish is gone. That's right, it's cheaper, 3 yuan a piece, we all buy it. A few old ladies who wanted to pick up a bargain were chattering and bargaining there. Su Shiyan is already sweating, basking in the sun. No matter how anxious he is, can he stop sweating? Yo, what are you doing surrounded by so many people? Suddenly, a voice came from not far away. Su Shiyan's heart skipped a beat, and he hurriedly looked where the sound came from. I saw a person wearing a white Dacron shirt and light blue pants, who looked about 30 years old, white and fat, with a smile on his face. Not wearing red armbands, nor looking fierce, then nothing happened. Su Shiyan heaved a sigh of relief. Brother, do you have a thin scale fish? It just came out of the water this morning, and it is fresh. There are few fat people in this day and age, and this person is unusual at first glance. Yo, slender fish. Are you still alive? Why are you selling it? When the man heard the slender fish, he immediately widened his eyes, walked up to him in 2 steps, and carefully looked at the fish in the basket. It was originally said to be 5 yuan a piece. If the elder brother wants it, for 5 yuan will do. Su Shiyan didn't dare to say 2 yuan a catty anymore, and directly quoted 4 yuan and 5. The man reached out and rummaged through the basket, and sure enough, they were still alive. $4, I wrapped it up, how about it? Huh? Su Shiyan was taken aback. There were still 10 fish in the basket, bao yuan. What does this man do? Who can eat so much? Brother, are you kidding me? The man looked up at Su Shiyan, curled his lips. Don't talk about you, if you double it, I want it too. Just say whether you want to sell it or not. Sell, sell. 10 fish will be rounded up directly, and if you belong to a big customer, why don't you sell it? Okay, come with me, take the money. The man waved his hand, signaling Su Shiyan to follow him with his basket on his back. When the group of spectators around saw it, they were not happy. Hey, how can it be like this? We all want to buy fish, why did you wrap it up yourself? Someone stepped forward to stop it. You are stupid, that is the head of the logistics procurement team of the agency. The sharp-eyed person recognized the identity of that person. Su Shiyan was worried just now, afraid that the other party would lie to him, but when he heard that it was logistics procurement, he let go of his suspense. So he carried the basket on his back and quickly followed the man straight to the bureau compound. When the invoice is issued later, you will say 2 yuan a catty. Entering the agency compound, the man whispered something. Su Shiyan was stunned for a moment, then understood, and nodded quickly. Hey, I see, brother, don't worry. Seeing Su Shiyan being so upbeat, the man was very satisfied. He smiled and led Su Shiyan to the logistics and finance department. Weighed, billed, paid, and asked Su Shiyan to send the fish to the kitchen of the canteen of the government office, and poured it into a large tank filled with water. Old Chen, there is a fish with thin scales today. I will see your craftsmanship at noon, and I have to let the leader eat it. The fat man shouted at the back kitchen, and followed Su Shiyan out. The two of them came to a secluded corner, and Su Shiyan hurriedly stuffed the money he had withdrawn just now into the man's hand. Brother, thank you, you must keep this. 10 fish were weighed, a total of 37 catties. Su Shiyan kept 40 yuan, and the remaining 34 were given to the other party. The man was very satisfied with Su Shiyan being so sensible. He took the money and put it in his pocket, and looked him up and down again. Where are you from? Why haven't I seen you selling fish before? It's the first time I've come back from a big house, and I need money urgently for something at home, so I have to. Su Shiyan replied with a smile. The big house refers to the Dongjianjian Brigade. In 1910, Wang Fenglin, a large ginseng household, hired workers to cultivate ginseng, and built a 5-room workshop here. At that time, it was a very big house, so it was called a big house. Because it is on the bank of Songhua River in Tudao, it was originally a production team of Shigang Brigade, located on the riverside to the east of Shigang Brigade, so it was named Dongjianjian Production Team, and later became a brigade. For the locals, Dongjianjian may not know where it is, but when it comes to big houses, they all nod to no. Hey, it's a big house, that's a good place, the yellow smoke in your place is good. The other party's eyes lit up. The big house has good water, soil and climate, which is more suitable for the growth of yellow smoke. The quality of the yellow smoke produced is particularly good, and it is famous far and wide. Yes, it's not the time yet. I'll send 2 of them to my elder brother when the yellow smoke is cut and dried in autumn. Being a human being in 2 lifetimes, if you don't have this bit of vision, then your work is in vain. I don't know your eldest brother's last name. You see, I didn't bring anything with me when I went out. Brother, the $5 is my sympathy. You can buy a pack of cigarettes. Gritting his teeth, Su Shiyan took out another 5 yuan and handed it to the man. End of this chapter. Back to Qiqi farming to raise children. Chapter 9, Made Money. Chapter 9, Earned Money. The fat man was very satisfied with Su Shiyan's understanding, and nodded repeatedly. My surname is Gua, as you heard just now, I'm in charge of logistics and purchasing. By the way, how many fish are there in your river? He reached out to take the money and asked seemingly casually. Su Shiyan understood, and immediately replied, it's okay, I can hang a net, and I can always catch a few each time, but not necessarily all thin scales. The man nodded, well, you send me fish every other week, preferably with thin scales. Carp is nothing interesting. It's not that carp is not delicious, the key is that it's cheap, and there's not much money to be made. Hey, okay, thank you brother Gua, don't worry, I will definitely pick the best one and send it to you. Su Shiyan was very happy. I didn't expect to be lucky today and meet a big client. Sending them back once a week, based on today's calculation, can earn 40 yuan per trip. How about a month? Isn't it more profitable than going to the Dun coal mine? Besides, if you take this line, there may be other benefits in the future, and the 5 yuan is not a loss. Success, I'm still busy, so I won't keep you. Come back another day, brother, I'll treat you to a drink. This is purely polite, and no one needs to take it seriously. Su Shiyan naturally didn't take it to heart, he only thanked the other party, and left the bureau compound with a basket on his back. As soon as I came out from here, I saw that the open space just now was empty, and there was a man in a blue uniform with a red armband shouting at the other end. Su Shiyan secretly rejoiced that it was thanks to this guy surnamed Gua, otherwise he would get so many fish, and these people would have caught them if they didn't keep them all. Even if you can get away, but the business cannot be done, what to do with so many fish? With 57 yuan in his pocket and an empty basket on his back, Su Shiyan walked briskly into the store. Tomorrow, I want to accompany my daughter-in-law back home, so how can I go empty-handed? Why don't you have to buy something? 2 caddies of trough cake, 2 bottles of wine, and 2 cans, this time the door gift is generous enough. In addition, buy some things you need to live in, such as oil, salt, sauce and vinegar. If you don't want a ticket, buy some. If you want a ticket, there is nothing to do. Turning around and seeing cosmetics at the counter over there, I thought of my little daughter-in-law again. Although my daughter-in-law is only 22, her skin is very fair, and she needs to take care of it. Friendship brand cream, Siafu spring hair oil, colorful balm, all come to a portion. Just as I was about to go out, I saw a lot of people crowded there and didn't know what they were grabbing. Su Shiyan leaned over curiously and found that he was grabbing fabric. The broken flowers are really good. They should be the defective products of the printing and dyeing factory's test machines. They don't need a ticket, and they cost 1 yuan and 5 feet, which is cheaper than fine white cloth. What are you grabbing for? Stay back and go in line. The salesperson in this year is not used to it, and shouted angrily with a sullen face. Each person is limited to 5 feet, and you are not allowed to choose colors and patterns. Everyone prepares 1 yuan, and pays the money to get the cloth and leave. If anyone is crowded, I will kick him out. When the people in front of the counter heard this, they lined up obediently. Su Shiyan took the opportunity to sneak in and got in the middle. When it was Su Shiyan's turn, it happened to be a piece of cloth with pink and light green small florals. The color was quite vivid, but the patterns were misplaced. For 1 yuan, it is not a loss to buy it. Spent nearly 20 yuan and bought everything I could buy, so I was satisfied and walked back all the way with the basket on my back. The return trip went downhill all the way, and the things were not that heavy, so I walked faster and crossed Jiangdaojia. It was almost 1:30. Daughter-in-law, I'm back. Is there any food at home? I didn't eat at noon. Su Shiyan asked loudly as soon as he entered the door. Su Shiyan called out, and 2 people came out from Westinghouse, Su Enying and her mother-in-law Zhou Guilan. Mom, why are you here? Su Shiyan was taken aback when he saw his mother. Come and see you too. Mrs. Su sighed, and took out 10 yuan from her pocket. Your father's stubborn old man can make him mad. Use the money first, and go back home with Ingzi tomorrow. At least buy 2 things. Don't embarrass your father-in-law. The old lady is worried about her son and daughter-in-law, so she came here to take a look and give some money to save her son from embarrassment. Mom, you don't need to give me money, I have it. I have already bought everything for returning home tomorrow, look. Su Shiyan unloaded the basket and handed it to his mother. There are a lot of things in the back basket. Zhou Guilan took a look, at least 20 yuan. Where did you get all these things? Is this the proper way? Saner, we don't care whether we live rich or poor, but we must never do such wicked things. Zhou Guilan was taken aback, for fear that her son would be confused for a while and not do a good job. Mom, come in and tell me. Su Shiyan carried the basket in one hand and supported his mother in the other, followed by Su Enying, and the 3 of them entered the west room and closed the door to talk. Mom, this is the money I went to sell fish in Songjiang River in the morning. Su Shiyan told his mother all about his going to sell fish without hiding it. Mom, don't worry, the money must come from the right place, and your son got it with his ability. Don't you know what the child you raised yourself? After finishing speaking, he still did not forget to comfort his mother. As soon as she heard that the money was not stolen, Zhou Guilan was somewhat relieved, but after thinking about it, that was wrong. I'm all blaming your father, that old ghost, what's the fuss? An angry Zhou Guilan complained. How far have you pushed the child? If you can live on, how can you take this risk? If this is caught, it will be fine. Zhou Guilan felt sorry for her son, and she shed tears as she spoke. Hey, Mom, why are you crying? I'm just selling some agricultural and sideline products, and I'm not just throwing away some scarce supplies. It's okay. Su Shiyan saw it and hurriedly persuaded him. From now on, I'll deliver it directly to the office cafeteria, and I won't sell fish outside, so don't worry. Su Shiyan talked hard, and finally persuaded his mother. Zhou Guilan stopped her tears, and only then remembered that her son said that she hadn't eaten yet. Ingzi, is there any food at home? The 3rd child just said that he hasn't eaten yet. He's been busy for a long time, hurry up and get him something to eat. Yes, the big porridge cooked at noon is probably still warm at the moment, so I'll clean it up right away. Su Enying slipped out of the Westinghouse and cleaned up the food for Su Shiyan. The porridge is ready-made. Put it into a thick bowl, cut 2 slices of pickles, go to the field to pick up a green onion, and deal with it for a meal. There is no need to put a table anymore. Su Shiyan took a small bench and sat down in front of the pot table, picked up the bowl and ate. The big ballast porridge is well cooked, the taste is soft and glutinous, and there are large white beans in the porridge. There is no chemical fertilizer in the grain in this year, so it tastes very grainy and fragrant. Big porridge is lukewarm and refreshing to eat, and then there is a bite of pickles and green onions. Although the farm food is simple, it is very comfortable to eat. Zhou Guilan saw that her son had nothing to worry about, so she asked Su Enying to leave. She had to go back to find Su Qingho to settle the score. She looked down on the 3rd child all day long, but looking at it now, the 3rd child left home, didn't he live a good life? Regarding the price of fish, some readers said it was too high. This is really not high. I asked my dad. My dad is 72 this year. Back then, our family lived in a big house, and he used to fish and sell it. No matter what era the fine scale fish is, it seems to cost as little as 300 yuan a catty now. At that time, the price of goods was very low, catfish cost only 10 cents per catty. My dad said that at that time, when there was a fish season, 1,000 catties of catfish could be caught in one night. End of this chapter. Back to Qiqi farming to raise children. Chapter 10, Breadwinner. Chapter 10, Raising a Family. When Mrs. Su went back, she quarreled with her husband. Then the Su family also knew that Su Shiyan made a fortune, and he could earn a lot of money by catching fish and buying it. Su Qingho felt a little regretful, but the water that was thrown out when he said it, a manly man, spit and a nail, absolutely can't do the thing of and then sit back. He is capable, but a blind cat meets a dead mouse. I don't believe it. How much money can he earn selling fish? That thing can't be sold every day, and he will starve to death if he doesn't earn work points. Su Qingho refused to admit that he was wrong, and remained stubborn. Yes, you can make a fuss, the third child is a good boy, you scold him all day long, this time it's okay, I'm divorced from you. In the future, the child will have a bright future. Do you think he cares about you? Zhou Guilan was very angry with her husband, but she couldn't learn how to yell at her husband like others, so she had to gug out her husband twice with her eyes, and turned her head to pay attention to him without hesitation. I use him. Joke. I can still move, even if I can't move that day, there are still these 4. As far as his virtue is concerned, if I count on him, I might as well hang myself on the bar. Su Qingho scoffed at this, with a look of disdain, knocked the cigarette bag on the edge of the kong, put on his shoes, got off the ground, and walked away with his hands behind his back. Zhou Guilan looked at her husband's back, shook her head and sighed. Xue Xiulin and Wei Mingrong, the 2 sisters-in-law, winked and winked, each with their own thoughts, envious and jealous of various emotions, wishing to separate immediately. Su Shiyan didn't know about these, and even if he knew, he wouldn't care. After working for a long time, I was tired and hungry, and I ate 3 bowls of porridge in one go, which made me feel comfortable. After eating, the couple gathered up the things they bought today. Su Enying looked at the things her husband bought for her, and was moved to tears. Su Shiyan was so scared that he thought he had done something wrong, so he coaxed him clumsily for a while. By the way, this is the money left over from spending, and there are more than 30 yuan, you take it. Seeing that his daughter-in-law stopped crying, Su Shiyan finally breathed a sigh of relief, and hurriedly handed over the rest of the money to her for safekeeping. Don't, I don't want it, you should keep it. Su Enying waved her hands in fright. Before she got married, although Su Enying also went to work in the fields to earn work points, her stepmother managed all the family money. Marrying into Su's family, she originally thought she was the mother-in-law's housekeeper, and Su Enying never thought that there would be a time when she managed the money by herself. Dozens of dollars is already a huge sum of money in her eyes, and she dare not ask for it. We are husband and wife are one body, naturally you have to take care of the money. Su Shiyan smiled, feeling a little distressed. This is just the beginning. I will send fish to the Songjiang River every week in the future, and I will make some money. If there is a job in the team, I will go to earn work points. If I don't have a job, I will go to the mountains to collect herbs and do a side job. After a few days, when I am in Honghamat City, I will go to the mountains to release the mountain and dig clubs. I can still hunt in winter. Thinking back now, he had a bad life in his previous life. It wasn't that he was lazy, it was just bad luck. In 1979, an accident occurred in the Don coal mine, and it took more than half a year to recuperate from his injuries. He was neither a worker nor a farmer, and it was impossible for Su Shiyan to be supported by the mine. After giving some symbolic compensation, Su Shiyan could only go home and work in farming. In this poor and remote small place along the Dongjiang River, the whole village has only about 700 mu of arable land, and even less ginseng land. There was no tobacco company to place an order in that year, and it was all pointing to going to the market for retail sales in winter, which could not form an industry and naturally did not make money. Moved to Donggang in 1987 and missed the team's ginseng site, so I could only go to the mountains to dig soil for others, see ginseng, and do side jobs, and finally developed slowly. As a result, the price of ginseng plummeted in 1991 and 1992, and the days when it was just a little bit of color fell to the bottom again. In 1995, the price of ginseng rose anyway, so I took a breath of relief. Unexpectedly, in the autumn of 1998, the couple went to work in the mountains and got into a car accident again. Su Enying was seriously injured and died on the spot, and Su Shiyan was seriously injured and was hospitalized for a long time. This time it was definitely a fatal blow. All the property of the Su family, including the ginseng and ginseng fields in the field, were tossed in, and there was still a lot of famine outside. The two daughters were a senior and a freshman at the time, and both dropped out of school to work part-time to support their families. It's a pity that the two daughters in his family are very good at studying. If there is no accident at home, both children can be admitted to college. How great would it be? Daughter-in-law, I dare not say that I can make you rich, but I will treat you well in this life and never let you suffer. Recalling the hardships the couple had suffered in the previous life, Su Shiyan only felt sad, stretched out his arms to hug his daughter-in-law, and made a solemn promise. Su Enying snuggled into her husband's arms, showing a contented smile. As long as you treat me well, I'm not afraid of suffering. I am very capable. I work in the fields to earn work points, which is no worse than a man's work. Together, we will gradually get better. Su Shiyan chuckled, raised his hand to help his daughter-in-law tidy up her sideburns. The most important thing is to take good care of your body, and leave it to me to make money. The two have lived together for a lifetime. How can Su Shiyan not understand the person next to him? This daughter-in-law and his family can't be called capable, she is too capable. Back when he was working in the coal mine, Su Enying stayed at Su's house. The two sisters-in-law played tricks and pushed all the work at home to Su Enying. Even so, Su Enying didn't delay working in the fields to earn work points. The year when their eldest daughter was born, just as Su Shiyan was recuperating from an accident at the mine, Su Enying was pregnant with the child and gave birth immediately, so she carried thousands of caddies of sweet potatoes home with her big belly. Later, when she moved to Donggang, Su Enying also went up the mountain to dig the soil and plant ginseng. No matter how hard or tiring she was, she never heard her complain. If it wasn't for going to work on the mountain with him, how could the daughter-in-law die in a car accident? In his previous life, he was incompetent, and made his wife suffer too much and suffer a lot of grievances. In this life, Su Shiyan hopes that his daughter-in-law will be well, safe and healthy, and grow old with him. The two of them can see that their daughter is admitted to college, finds a good job, marries a good man, and is happy. Well, I will entrust you with making money in the future, and I will entrust everything in the family to me. I don't believe it. The two of us work together, how can we live well? Su Enying naturally trusted her husband wholeheartedly. The newlywed couple cuddled together, chattering as if they had endless things to say. The two imagined the future, as if a better life was right in front of them. Old Mrs. Lee in the east room heard it, but she couldn't make a sound, she just shook her head and laughed. Young man, how naive, how easy is it to live? It is a good day to be able to have a full meal and not go hungry or cold, so what else do you want? Sanner, we don't have much firewood at home, help the aunt chop some firewood. It's time to make dinner again later. The old lady really didn't want to disturb the young couple in the Westinghouse, but when she went out to check, she found that there was not enough firewood. As soon as Su Shiyan from Westinghouse heard this, he let go of his wife and came out of the house. Mother, let me come. When I come back tomorrow, I will go to the mountains to collect more firewood. Don't worry, keeping it in winter will not let you freeze. End of this chapter.